You know what every barn owner does when they've got empty spots? They post the same sad little graphics. Stalls available, full care, big arena, PM for details. And then they wonder why they attract price shoppers, drama, and people who just want to see what you charge. In this video, I want to show you how I talk about my barn and the barns of other customers I work with so the right people find them, and why that shift alone is usually what takes someone from empty spots to a wait list. Not with algorithm hacks, not with a Reels tutorial, with one thing: the story that your horse business tells. And this is for all horse businesses, not just stalls, body workers, tack shops, lessons. Because the way you talk about your horse business is the filter that decides who ever reaches out in the first place. If you're new to my channel, my name is Curtis Andriotti, founder of the Horse Business Profit Club. After working with over 2,000 horses and many horse businesses over the last 10 years, I created a simple, stable profit system so horse people can finally feel financially safe without adding more horses or more hours. If you've got empty stalls or spots when everyone else is full, lesson spots that only fill when you discount, or a barn that's technically full but full of the wrong people, you don't have a marketing problem. You have a message problem. And here's the definition I want you to keep in your head the entire video. Your horse business's message is the simple sentence people say about you when you're not in the room. Cheap board, cheap service, big group turnouts. You get what you pay for, or quiet, organized place where horses finally settle and riders actually progress. Those are two very different messages. Same town, same Facebook groups, very different visitors. So I'm not going to walk you through which buttons to push or which platform to post on. Instead, I'm going to show you what I say about a barn or a horse business and why it pulls in the right people and quietly repels the wrong ones. Once you get that, you can hang it on a website, a stall door, or a handwritten note on the feed room wall. The channel becomes almost irrelevant. When most horse business owners market, they do three things. First, they talk to everyone: boarders, lesson kids, retirees, show people, trait riders, anyone with a horse and a checkbook. When you talk to everyone, no one feels like you're talking to them. Second, they list amenities: 12 by 12 stalls, full service bodywork, lesson expertise, daily turnouts, 100 by 200 arena, trails, blankets included. These are features, not reasons. Everyone else has them too. Third, they teach how, not what and why. They write posts explaining their program structure, their feeding chart, their training philosophy in detail. And then they're surprised when people either feel overwhelmed and scroll past, pick it apart, that wouldn't work with my gelding, or feel like they can do it yourself without you. None of these three lead to, hey, can we get on your wait list? So here's the shift. Instead of teaching your execution, you teach what's possible at your barn and why it works that way. You sell the outcome and the logic, not the step-by-step recipe. Let me make this concrete. Imagine two posts from the same lesson barn. Version A, lesson spots available, safe school horses, indoor arena, all levels welcome. Message for pricing and times. That's execution plus amenities. It tells me what you do, not what happens to me if I commit. Version B, most parents of horse crazy kids are tired of paying for lessons where nothing really changes. At our barn, our riders are expected to tack up, ride, and untack independently within their first season safely. So you're not paying for pony rides forever. We do it by keeping classes small, matching kids to the same horse for a block of time, and having clear expectations from day one. That's why our Thursday after school block is on waitlist. See the difference? Same barn, same arena, zero marketing tactics. But version B, Names a specific person, parent of a horse-crazy kid. Describes a before and after they care about. Explains why the program works in principle, without dumping the entire curriculum. Casually signals a scarcity. That block has a wait list. You feel pulled in or pulled out by just how it's framed. That's the game. So if we strip away all the social media noise, here's what I actually do to go from empty spots to a wait list. Pick one specific rider and situation I want more of. Describe what changes for them, here in plain language. I explain why this barn is set up to make that change normal. I state how protected or limited that experience is. That's it. No hashtag, no best time to post, no content calendar with 47 pillars. Now let's run it through a boarding example. Who? Not anyone who needs board. Someone like adult amateur with one competition horse who's tired of chaos barns and just wants a quiet, predictable routine so their horse can stay sound and they can actually enjoy riding. What changes? Horse goes from under-muscled, slightly stressed, on-off soundness, to settled, holding condition and walking in the right ring, the same horse you left at the barn that week. Why? Because we limit the number of horses, stick to consistent turnout groups, feed on a schedule that matches their work, and we don't run events that turn your horse's home into a carnival every weekend. How protected? We only take on 2 new boarders a quarter so we can keep the routine stable. Right now that list is full. If you know you'll be looking for a barn like this in the next 3 to 6 months, get in touch early. Again, notice what I'm not doing. I'm not telling you how many times to post this, which background photo to use, or which platform it works best on. Because if you understand what you're saying and why it resonates, every tactic you layer on top becomes more effective. If you don't, no amount of posting saves you. Underneath all of this is one uncomfortable truth. Empty stalls and empty lesson spots are not just a demand issue. They're often a clarity and courage issue. Clarity as in, who is this barn really for? And what are we promising it will be different for their horses and their lives? Courage as in, am I willing to say that out loud, knowing it means some people will scroll past, get offended, or realize this barn is not for them? Most barns stay generic because they're scared to lose maybe people. But all a maybe person does is eat your time, question your prices, stall on a decision, and then go somewhere else anyway. Waitlists happen when the right people instantly know, oh, this is for me, and everyone else can tell it's not. So if you want a starting point after this video, don't open a new social media account. Do this instead. On a blank page, answer 3 questions in complete sentences. The kind of horse person we exist for is. 6 months after they commit here, their horse and their life look more like this. Our barn works for them because we do these few things differently from most barns. If you can't answer those, you're not ready for content strategy. If you can, that one paragraph becomes the spine of every way you talk about your barn. Website about section, a single pin post, how you answer, so what's your barn like at a show? Even how your current boarders describe you to friends. From there, the tactics are just microphones. The message is the music. If you want help sharpening that message and turning it into actual posts, pages, and conversations that fill the right spots, that's what we work on in detail inside the Horse Business Profit Club. Whether you ever join or not, stop begging the algorithm to fix what a confused message is breaking. Decide who you're for, describe what actually changes for them here, and explain in simple language why your barn is set up to make that normal. Do that well, consistently, and the empty spots take care of themselves. The waitlist is just the receipt.